Welcome back to Echo Ridge and another episode here in our Timberborn series. In the last episode, we completed the wonderful Beaver Pyramid, and in this episode, we're going to be moving our entire industrial area and making it a lot better. Right now, it's a little sparse. We've got all the meat and potatoes, but I think we can make this a whole lot better. Starting off with, though, I have had some more ideas, because of course I had. Why am I letting all this Badwater flow down through here? If I redirect it right outside the map, I can then turn this entire area into a giant reservoir, and that will keep even more fresh water during our drought seasons. I figured we'll also close in this area a little bit, make it nice and clean, which it's going to take a lot of dirt, and then we'll have to fill in this area as well. But before we can do that, we need to blow a river, which the beavers are almost done putting in the dynamite. And I think when I blow this river, I'm not just going to do one tile. I'm going to do these tiles here, and then I'm going to blow another channel down the middle so the bad water doesn't have to rise quite as high. Now, whether or not I'm going to be able to keep building the contamination barriers and still manage to get up and around, we will see. But for now, I think this is a great start. Oh, and they can't reach there until I blow all of these. Let's come out of screenshot mode. And the last beaver just dropped off the last piece of dynamite. So here we go. Ah, look at it flow. Look at it flow. Very nice. I suppose I'm going to have to get a little creative to get over there just temporarily. So I will throw in a quick platform. And because the level is lower, the bad water is already rerouting itself. So I can work over here without fear of contamination. So let me get rid of these dams temporarily. Add some more of our wonderful dirt. And then I was going to cap it off, but then I remembered that I actually want to fill in all of this with dirt. Here we go. This might be a little excessive, but at least now the whole place will be even Stevens. Hopefully I've put the dirt in to where everything will be uniform. Something still doesn't look quite right. Oh, this has to come in by one over here. Since we're up to about 113 beavers, since we're up to 112 beavers, we have plenty of builders, and they seem to be making pretty quick work of this. All this dirt moving I am doing has sort of ran our dirt supplies down low. We're sitting at 124 piles now, and I started having dreams of filling in this whole area here as sort of long-term storage. I know we're going to have our food supplies probably sitting somewhere up here, maybe over here. I'm not entirely sure yet. I do know that it would be convenient if the beavers could get their meal when they're close to their house. I'm just not sure quite how that's going to look towards the end. In the meantime, I am prepping this entire area for demolition. I'm also going to get in here, even all this out. Ways to go, ways to go. And oh my goodness, we are out of explosives completely. Old Mark Wood is working. We have bad water. Unable to get... we've got a problem here. Oh, it's because I'm not getting any more bad water from this setup here. All right, it might be time to transplant that. Ooh, it's also time to blow this area up. Look how good this suspension bridge is going to look crossing the Badwater River. Just a couple of stairs. Oh, wow. Maybe the metal bridge would look better. No, I think we're going to keep it with the old tried and true methods of using wood. Beavers inside the dirt excavator from the great labor drought of earlier cycles, so we're going to bring that back up to 4. That will double our income on dirt. And now I'll try to design our bad water area. I think that looks good there. Yes, it's not centered. Should I fix that now? Yep, I should probably fix that. That's a little bit better. The centrifuge is a 3x3 building, but the bad water pump and the medium tanks are only a 2x2. So making this all nice is getting to be more of a challenge than I expected. But then again, why am I still using 2x2s? I could store a lot more with the large tanks. The bad water pump doesn't take any power. Centrifuge does take 200 horsepower though. I don't know, I think we're going to wing it from here. There is the possibility of the mechanical fluid pump in the future. I'm just looking at everything under the water menu. We also have the bad water domes and the bad water rigs, but I don't plan on using the domes or the rigs because we have this nice natural installation here. I don't need to cap the sources. So I suppose I can get away with just the one power source. Does make me wonder though, can a battery go into the water? Because that is a pretty deep cliff. I don't know, I guess we're gonna try it. Oh no. The large wind turbine is sort of in the way there. What about here? Ooh la la. Alright, I think this is a setup I can get behind. We'll see if it works. Right now, all of this is controlled by a couple of relays. This Badwater industry relay talks to the Badwater river sensor, but we don't have a river here anymore, so this can go away. This relay can probably go away as well. And what I'll probably do is just use some resource counters, once they finish building this, to determine when the large tank are full, we can turn off both the Badwater pump and the centrifuge. Because even when we go into a drought, that water is going to last quite a bit a long time. We have started a bad tide season here on cycle 24, day 18. We didn't get a warning. It just sort of hit. At least I don't remember the warning. Maybe the warning was last episode. I don't remember. Well, here it is in completion. We have, of course, our centrifuge, our Badwater pump, and a couple of tanks to store both the extract and the bad water. Our power is pretty simple. Large wind turbine with a battery going into the centrifuge. 2 resource counters to make sure that we're not working when the tanks are full, and that's about it. We're also finishing up the last touches around the pond itself, making sure we have all the contamination barriers in and destroying the old ones. I suppose there's no reason to have a bridge here, because that there can be the new path. I'm actually surprised about the aesthetic ability that you have in Timberborn, whether it be just with the paths or crafting the land. That's before even talking about things like decorations. Now that we have our bad water back up and things are starting to flow, we don't have any dynamite right now because, well, I keep adding more things to dynamite, but that will come soon. I've started putting in the terrain blocks up here, but I think it's time to dam this up. Granted, it's not the easiest path to get to, but at least it's clean. I can also get rid of all of this. Now, maybe I should not have been doing this in the middle of a bad water season, because that was my reservoir, but it's okay. It's gonna be fine. I'm assuming they can swim down this. I mean, it is a little waterfall. And then I think I'm just gonna put in a couple of levees. In fact, I'll do a layer of levees and then a layer of dams, because that looks like it would be pretty even. Is it just me? But I thought beavers were nocturnal, or at least not completely afraid to work during the nighttime. Why don't I have shift workers? I gotta wait 8 hours every single day for more beavers to come to work. What is this ridiculousness? We have 2 days until the bad tide season is gone, and because, well, someone blew the levees, we're out of water. Our reservoir emptied pretty quickly. It's gonna be fine. We still have 2,300 water stored up, but it was definitely not my brightest moment. Cycle 25 begins, and the beavers have finished our levees and dams down here at the end of the river. So now our reservoir should be much, much better, especially considering how much just this area alone can hold. And I'm thinking that I'm also going to blow this entire area so we have a giant lake here in the middle. Oh yeah. Lots of changes, Max. Lots of changes. Well, just as soon as I can make more dynamite, which means beavers got to stop taking nights off. Here it is filling now. Look at this. This is wonderful. The question is, how big do I make this lake? Am I getting sidetracked a little bit? Yes. Is it okay? Yes, it is. Because Beaver Lake is going to be majestic and amazing, and everything you've been waiting for on YouTube. And you might wonder why I haven't started transferring industry and I'm getting sidetracked on other projects. It's because, well, I'm still waiting for more dynamite. Blowing this entire area will give me a lot more room for the industrial area, which I think is going to go over here. And then we're going to move down here, and this is where our long-term storage for food is going to be. Well, not just food, but food and materials, this entire block here. Another issue I'm coming up against is the more I stare at this, the less I like it. I don't know, it's something with the roofs maybe? Even with all those roofs, and it's a guarantee that the beavers have to go through here to get home, we're still only getting 22 out of a possibility of 114 on our roofs. And it's probably because they got to spend hours under a roof to be happy about it, which is just flat ridiculous and not going to happen. I'm also looking to do a rework of the Badwater system. This is just not working out well. I think we need 2 Badwater pumps. Yeah, it's great when we're not using dynamite, but right now it's just not going well. So yeah, let's move everything around once again. Maybe I can move these tanks down one. Then I would have to have a horizontal path going across the island, which would still eat up the same amount of space. Starting to play Tetris here, and I'm thinking the answer is just to add more dirt. So here we go. In the meantime, I will just set up a couple of temporary pumps. Since the pumps are power free, I won't need any of this, and we can sort of just go nuts and get some of that polluted water back. Not polluted water, that's a different game. Jerry, how did you do that? Oh, that's not good, Jerry. You're not going to be able to eat. You're stranded, you're dehydrated. Oh, buddy, I'm sorry. You're lucky that I care so much about my beavers. That's a lot of bad water capacity I just destroyed there for you. Can you please go home now? Jerry, wake up. You need to eat and drink. Good job. Good job, Jerry. Okay, I got tired of screwing around. We now have 5 Badwater pumps and 4 explosive factories. Since we have the time and the labor, we might as well add a gravity battery to this too. Even though it doesn't go very far down, it'll still help out a little bit. In fact, let's add 2. And I thought it was necessary to put that much explosives capability in because, well, I've started planning a lot of it. I've also started, since I am sitting on quite a bit of extract, 387 right now without the centrifuge, putting in the triple dynamite and the double dynamite to sort of save our labor. Over in the landscaping menu, you can see that each of the dynamites only take 1 explosives, but the double and the triple take some extract. We'll put the centrifuge and everything back in here once I've got my supply of polluted water back up. There I go again, bad water. But for now, this is going to do just fine. I didn't realize there was a high chance of injury. We have 11 injured beavers. In true Echo fashion, let me put in some triage cots. These are, of course, temporary workplace triage cots, and that way, as soon as they are healed, they can get back to it. I'm starting to wonder, does the suspension bridge really need this block right there? We're going to give it the good old college try and destroy that block and see if I can't just put a ladder at the end of the suspension bridge. I don't think it makes much sense, but if you look at it, I could build this and there's no platform on the other side to support the other end. That's some incredible beaver technology. But it would free up a lot of this area, or at least the pathable area. Nothing to see here, OSHA. Nothing to see. Okay, we've had a small setback, but it's okay. I'm gonna fix it. I need to make it 1 larger on this side, which I don't love because we had this cool sort of border around the whole thing. But this is the front side, so it's not too big of a deal, right? Once those are in, then I can back up the suspension bridge just a little bit. Oh, and here comes another bad tide. We have 3 cycles remaining. Maybe I'll have some progress by then. Ironically enough, these 4 beavers are stuck on Badwater Island, and yet they're not willing to build these stairs or the suspension bridge, despite the fact that they have all the rubble in the world sitting here. Stop feeling bad for yourself and get to work. After way too much fluffing about, I finally have a working Badwater production facility here on Badwater Island. It even has amenities. We're capped off with 4 Badwater pumps. That way, when we are having a heavy demand on dynamite, I don't have to worry about where that bad water is coming from. 1 centrifuge being powered by a windmill and 3 batteries, which, to confirm, they can go into the water. Buoyancy? Not a thing. And now that I have dynamite on full production and all the safety measures in place, we can start dynamiting, well, to our heart's content. Starting with Lake Beaver, or Beaver Lake. There's got to be something more creative out there. Oh, I didn't realize these weren't done yet. Well, looks like that's not a part of Beaver Lake anymore. I'm a little confused because I just earned an achievement for trying to place dynamite at the bottom of the map. This clearly is not the bottom of the map, so I'm not sure what they're talking about. I suppose we're going to find out, though. I've also placed our first permanent, well, I think so, zipline station. I think I'm going to have all my zipline stations set up right over here. This one going straight to Badwater Island, and then we have another one that's going to go to our industrial area here. We are ready for some more demolition here in the lake, and these are triple dynamites. Lots of destruction power. Very, very nice. I'm trying to debate. I think we're going to bring the lake all the way up to this point. So there's still quite a bit of more dynamiting I need to do. Starting with, let's say here, because the level is only 1.5 blocks high. I suppose I can use the old visible layer to figure out where I need to dynamite. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's going to be a lot of dynamite. And there was a slight miscalculation with this zip line. Going to need to move it over. Maybe I should wait until I build the industrial area. Regardless, that's still a good distance away. This cliffside is ready to go. We've got most of the layers, which means I could probably start putting our food up here. When in doubt, add more explosives factories. We seem to be making a positive headway on both the Badwater and the extract, so 2 more explosive factories will be just fine. Okay, maybe we shouldn't build the explosive factories. It seems the hospital's pretty full. I just don't know what to do to get more dynamite quicker. Lake Beaver is filling as we speak. I still have a little bit more work to do. For instance, this little guy is going to annoy me, but maybe it's okay. But this island surely has to go, and unfortunately, I didn't wait for the little dynamite to be delivered. We have a drought in the next 3 days coming along, but not a big deal. Beaver Lake really helps us out in that regard. But I am doing something probably a little silly, and that is adding in a lot of storage. All this storage, depending on if it can hold it all, is going to hold all of our food and our raw materials. Well, for those materials that can be held in here. On the food side, we have it by priority, starting at maple pastries and going all the way down to... Nope, that's not it. Here it is, down to the berries. And already you can see they're filling them up because we had been sitting sort of maxed out in our warehouses before. I then have added another layer to double it. So at any one time, we'll be able to hold 2,400 of each type of food. Now to start over here, which I'm realizing I probably need to redesign this. This is all good for food, but a lot of our stuff goes into piles. The thing that stinks about piles is you can't build on top of them. I could put the piles on top of the warehouses. The problem is, well, there's 6 items for piles, and I don't plan on doing bots in this series, so I don't need those. So probably 7 piles for regular warehouse goods, and it looks like it just fits perfect. Now, of course, we're going to have an alternate way to get up on this side as well. Maybe one in the middle, too. And now I can put my underground piles right here. Oh, why can't the piles? Apparently the piles have to go on the ground. What kind of hogwash is this? It's fine. We'll just double up all the other storage. Starting with gears. And we have the paper. Some books. Don't know what we're doing with books yet, but well, we have the storage for them now. Pine resin. Those have got to be some sticky boxes. And finally, fireworks. And if I would have scooted this over by 1 tile, the whole thing would have been able to have stairs on both sides, matching stairs. Instead, now I got to do some weird stuff. It's okay, that sort of looks all right. And that's what our storage area is going to look like. Well, at least some of it. I'm also going to add an obnoxious amount of water tanks up here. That will take the haulers quite a long time to do. And then our industry is going to go in through here. Got a little bit more demolition to go. The unfortunate side effect, though, is I'm crushing through our supplies right now because of all of these warehouses. They're going to be building them for quite a long time. Not too concerned, but maybe I get the industrial area going so they're a little bit closer, and then they can do that in the background. We do have the drought underway right now, but Lake Beaver is doing phenomenal. And I think the process I'm going to start with first is the power. I think this area here is going to hold all of our power. In fact, I might be able to ship that power right over to this area. In that way, we only have 1 power source for the entire colony, which is all going to be done by wind and an obnoxious amount of batteries. Okay, so I was in the middle of doing some refabbing and I accidentally destroyed something and I have no idea what it is. I was attempting to destroy some stairs. The stairs stayed, something else didn't, and I have no idea where I go to find it. It'll be 3 days from now, and I'll be like, oh, that was it. Oh, wait a minute. I found it. Disaster averted. It was a path. Things have sort of slowed down here in the middle of cycle 27, and that's because I'm out of logs. The battery line is going in. It's going to be a beautiful complex of power. We're going to line all of the turbines up and down this area here, and then all of our industry here. I feel like I should have gotten more accomplished today, but we really did do a lot. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and until next time, much love, happy gaming, and I'll talk to you soon.